Alright, hello everybody. I am Segastar, and I'm here to kick off day 2 of Fleet Fest with a doubleheader, surprisingly. But first we're going to get into our first game. This is Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. And shout out to my, as Emerald mentioned, my good runner friend Linkameister, who has also ran this game. Shout outs to them. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. So we're going to start out with our character select screen. If there's a cool thing you can do in this game. You can play as two characters. Kitty is the main character, and Bats Maru is the kind of the unlockable character that you can play as. But we're doing Hello Kitty, so timer is gonna start as soon as I hit, OK on Kitty. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So first things first, we're going to start out in our house here, and there ain't much to do here besides we just walk forward and we go out the door. We do this for every stage. Alright, first off is stage number 1, A New Hope. And this is kind of our introductory to the game, so kind of get to learn kind of what's going on here. So basically, a bunch of enemies have attacked the land here, and instead of like sending the police or the military, we're just gonna send a basic third grade child to go and save everyone. So that's fun. So basically, this is a 3D platformer where we move around as Kitty on roller skates. And our main way to get around is kind of this, like, sliding attack where she whooshes forward. That's kind of the fastest way to get around. So we're going to be using that a lot. And then our main combat attack is a wand that she's carrying. And we use that to destroy our first enemy here. That's going to give us a key. And the keys open colored doors, which are pretty easy to spot. And we come right over here and rescue our mom. And that is the end of the first stage. And she T-poses at the end of every stage. Pretty much. How cute. So now we're off to stage 2. And in between each stage, it'll tell us that we unlock a bunch of stuff. But this is any %, so we'll just go basically right into the next stage, which is called Food Fear. Alright, and in this stage, we basically just gotta destroy a bunch of enemies that are around, so not too much going on here. We just basically just kind of go through the stage, mash through the text boxes. And then you can swoosh off the edges there. That's actually faster than jumping off, so we definitely want to do that when we can. And we're going to take a little shortcut here. And jump up here, and we're just going to destroy this enemy here. We're just going to whoosh our way up to the top here. Now, these little red guys here, we definitely want to kind of have them, to get, with us in a good pattern so we can destroy them kind of quickly. Kind of like this. Oop, where's he at? So that was not awful. Then we destroy the last enemy. And with that, we're already through stage 2. Alright, now we're on our first boss. And about every 3 stages in this game, there's a boss. So we're going to go and get into the first one. This is called Tank Attack. And the goal here is to basically just throw bombs at him. But we're going to try to do it fast. So, by whooshing over here on the side and throwing another bomb at his head, we can kind of keep him locked like in this position. As long as we avoid the bombs, we can get pretty good luck. Oop, he didn't throw the last one where I wanted it. That's okay. Oop, come on. There we go. So, that wasn't too bad. So now is our stage 4. Aptly named the Sleepy Pony. The stages in this game have very strange names. But who knows why they named them that. So this is a stage where we're going to use a lot of the whoosh sliding move here, because we want to get around very quickly. So that was a good one to get the key right there. That enemy's kind of RNG, so. And we have to rescue our sister Mimi here. I feel bad. I'm probably going to butcher some of the characters' names, so I'm warning everybody now. So by using some very tricky, not super tricky movement, we can kind of get to the middle of this teacup ride and beat on some enemies here. And with that, we have rescued our twin sister. And we get out of the teacup. And now we whoosh across our way here to the yellow door. And we have to wait for our friend here to get off of the ride. And now he gives us another key to go over here to the blue door. So the nice thing is kind of in this stage, it's very straightforward. So we can just basically avoid like all of these enemies. And then I hit the enemy with the key, and we can just move right along. Oop, come on. There we go. Now we just hit this gold door here. We rescue one of the star children. I believe that's their names. And because every time you get a key, the doors are color-coded, it is super easy to find the exit. Alright, next up is probably one of the most RNG heavy levels in the game. This is called Messy Park. And this level can kind of be of a bit of a run killer if you're trying to go for top level runs sometimes. And I'll show you why. Now Tabo, he's sitting over there in a cage, but we're just going to blow right by him. Now I want everyone to say hi to Chef. That big guy that just went by. His name is Chef. We don't like him. Oh, come on, barrels. Barrels? Please. Thank you. So after kind of doing those barrels in not the fastest way, we have to kill Chef. I'm going to try to get him in the right spot, but I think I messed it up. Yeah, I messed it up a little bit. That's okay. Please, Chef. Okay. Normally how that's supposed to go is that you can kind of guide Chef into those bombs that I was trying to hit him into, but they hit me instead. So, but yeah, we call that the RNG level because if he's in a good spot, then he's good, that you can get him really quickly, but other times not. So now is our next boss, and now I can finally explain a little mechanic in the game that I've kind of overlooked. Kitty has a special meter, like a super meter, like in a fighting game. And depending on how full it is, you can get attacks. And since we have level 2, it allows us to do some really cool stuff with the bosses. So I'm going to try to show it off. Oh, I should have hit it right there. That's okay. That's okay. It's an early morning run. Oh, this is not the way I wanted to do this. Okay. That's okay. Alright, one more hit and then I can then we can finish this boss. Down here instead. Wait till the invincibility wears off, and by hitting X when I have the level 2 built up, you deal 3 hits to the boss immediately. Alright, now we're on to stage 7. This is called Shopping Scam. And we're going to go shopping. For stars. Because the goal, at least on this route that I'm doing, which is kind of the easier-ish route to do, is that I want to collect stars in this level. And I don't want to have to collect them in the next level, so... I'm going to try my best to get at least about 1.5 before the end of the stage, because there's a reason. Alright, yeah, at least another enemy. Come on. I think... okay, I'm gonna hit this enemy just to be safe. Okay, we're good. Alright, our monkey friend here. We have to pick him up in order to end the stage. I can't skip him, so that's why I have to save him. Now this enemy here is a real piece of work. I want to try to beat him before our monkey friend tries to... Good. Alright. We got it. We're chilling. And now that saves us from having to collect stars in the next level, so I'm alright with that. Alright, next is episode 8, level 8 freeze factor. This is a cool stage to do because recently we found a slightly faster route to do it, which is really cool. Go ahead and start off the stage by jumping on that little like rock like cylinder thing there. We can actually just slide right up that and jump up to that first switch, which is really cool. And then from here we're basically just hitting switches. Switch. as you can see, that these stages are actually quite expansive. There's actually a lot of stuff to do in them. But we're playing the 90%, so we skip all of this stuff. I'll talk a little bit more about kind of the rest of the game a little later. Alright, with that we are through Freeze Factor with a 38, not too bad. Next is probably my least favorite boss in this game because it can go either really well or it can go really poorly. So I'm going to try to do good. We're going to try to do good. So this is Red Alert. This boss normally, like casually, is actually kind of challenging, but we're going to try to kind of cheese it. So by jumping into a very specific spot on this geometry and waiting for the missile. We can basically do that. We get our 3 hits in, hit the super, and we beat the boss in 20 seconds. You know how hard that is hard to hit on just the first try. Like, that is so hard. So, we're already on level 10. This is the haunted lot. This is a pretty cool level. Kind of another level where we're kind of looking for more stars. So, I'm going to try to make sure I have enough. Oops, come on, well, enemies. These little trash bag guys are a pain in the neck sometimes. And we basically just avoid all this madness going on to go right here. And we have another shield enemy, which is really annoying. So that wasn't too bad. Okay, cool, we have enough. I'm trying to keep, there's like a mental number of stars that you want to have up to this point in the stage, and we already got enough, so I can just continue on without too much issue. So now we gotta collect these batteries, because we gotta rescue one of our other friends in this level. Probably the most useful of all the enemies or friends that you can save. This is Runabouts. He's a car, and he's gonna help us out. And now from here, we just basically collect the rest of the batteries. Pretty self-explanatory level. Runabouts, where are you at? Alright, and then we go over to this nice little crack in the wall. Now we want to defeat this enemy. And since we have runabouts, yeah, he can just run into enemies, and it's super useful. That is about the quickest you can kill that enemy right there. That is insane. So, alright, next is probably my favorite level in the game. Very fun to do ILs of. This is Arena of Danger. And this is probably the funniest level in the game to me, because you're going to see some fun stuff. But first off, I'm going to try to do a really cool jump at the beginning of the stage. I hope I hit it. Not quite. Come on. There we go. So, like I said, remember how I said that basically that we're sending a child to save this world? Yeah, now they're trying to roll. Now they're trying to just basically take her out with a giant ball. Cause why not? But we can just avoid it pretty easily by whooshing our way around it. Now I'm going to probably set up what, for a while, was kind of one of the hardest jumps to do in the game, but we found a much easier setup for it. Oh no, I messed it up. There we go. Good backup. Alright, so... So basically we were jumping over to the cage to save our grandmother. And there used to be a much harder way to do that, but we don't do that anymore. So with that, we are on to our next boss, which there wasn't RNG in this game already. We're about to have another one. So this is Project Home Run. This is a fun stage, but hard to get the right setup on, so I'm gonna try. Oh, well, okay. Didn't quite get the angle on that baseball I wanted, so we're just gonna play it safe here. Oh, come on. Now I just gotta wait for him to stop. Come on. And that's a pretty good backup there. So, with that, we are on to stage 13, and anybody like Metal Gear? Because we're about to go Metal Gear Solid. So this is stage 13. This is under construction. The whole idea behind this stage is to avoid getting spotted. We don't want that. So I'm going to try to maneuver around these switches as best as possible. Okay, I'm going to take the safe route around here. So far, so good. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, if you just mash Y, you can hit that switch behind the box, which is pretty cool. Nice little time save. Now these switches here are probably the hardest to hit. But I'm gonna try my best to avoid them. Because if I get caught, like a whole bunch of enemies show up, and it's a bad time. Whoa! Saved it. And with that, we are through this stage. Now we just gotta kill this enemy as fast as possible. Easier said than done, because these big enemies are so hard to defeat quick. Nice. And with that, we are through stage 13. The 117, I'll take that any day of the week. Now is probably, I would say, one of the more unique stages, and it's the only one in this run where we actually use one of our partner characters. And we're going to grab our friend Runabouts. Because for this stage, there's some enemies that he's very good at being able to take out quickly. So, let's see what happens. Come on. Oh, where's the other enemies? Oh. Say hello to Cube Kitty, everybody. Alright, so... this level is basically all just about killing enemies as fast as possible. Nothing too crazy. So... I'm trying to get around 2 stars by about the halfway point of this level. So, I should be able to get it here. Okay, that's good. By running around the room, you can actually make runabouts appear faster, and that's what we want. Come on, runabouts. Take them out. Thank you. Grab the key because we definitely need that. Now, by using a level 2 strategically in this spot, we take out the enemies in that room, as well as the next room, which is super useful. So... we just get runabouts to help us with this other enemy. And with that, we're pretty much on the last room. And for this last enemy, we just use a level 1, which gives her a spinning attack. Take out this last enemy, and that is the end of stage 14. Alright, now we're on stage 15, which is one of the last stages of the game, which is another boss. This is Control Deck. And this stage is very interesting. So, I'm going to try to do it as best as I can. Because doing the strat on the stage is so cool. But first things first... we gotta take out some generators. And by standing in front of these lasers, they take out pretty easily. Now, I'm gonna try to set myself up so I can push this barrel. Hoping that's a good spot. Not quite. Oh well. That can happen sometimes. Oh, that can happen sometimes. Marathon walk, am I right? That's okay. And with that, we are on to our final stage. So... our final stage is basically the enemies that we've been facing throughout this whole game. You've basically thwarted all their plans, and now they basically send giant robot. So we have to stop him. And the way to do that, I'm going to show you how to get a world record on this level without even being a runner of this game. Super easy. And now we play the waiting game. This is basically the final stage. Unfortunately, we can't skip it, or we have to at least interact with this stage, because otherwise we get the bad ending of the game. So I guess now it's a good time to kind of just chill and till the end of the run. I see the Hungry Hippos comment. That is nice. Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't prepare any jokes or anything I could tell, but that's okay. My humor's pretty dry anyway. So now we actually get to interact with this enemy. Basically, the whole idea is that this meter on the side it has to charge to 100. Because all your friends that you've rescued throughout the game, even the ones that we didn't rescue, are trying to build up a charge to charge a giant laser so we can blast this thing away. And I keep getting cubed because I'm not paying attention. Actually focus on what I'm doing here. I don't know if that's... Yeah, so I kind of got into this game kind of just at complete random. Like, I just found like an old VOD of this game at a GDQ from like 2015, and I was like, you know, this game looks kind of cool. I could probably pick it up and play it. Like, this is not a game I never grew up with this. I was like, I'm just gonna purely pick this game up just for the speed run. And it has been a very, very interesting game to run. It is so goofy. Like, I did not expect to enjoy this game as much as I have. So shoutouts to the whole like Hello Kitty community for being super, awesome and open, and basically we were all just willing to get into this game and grind it out. Because within like the last couple of years, there's been huge amounts of time saved, and a lot more runners have joined us. And you can basically play this game on... There's so many different versions of this game, it's insane. There's the GameCube version, you can play it on emulator. There are PAL versions on like PlayStation 2, Xbox. Those are a little slower, but they are fairly easy to obtain if you want to play those. Then there is a super rare NTSJ version of this game that only got like 500 releases. That version is interesting. It's not really a meme, it's just like, you can go and get it if you want, but if you want to pay, but it's probably not worth the financial investment, even for the save and the loads. But it's there if you want it. But the GameCube is pretty competitive, so... I recently just got a second place with a 3108, so... Shout out to Neonic, he's the world record holder in this game. He is absolutely cracked at this game. Alright, so time is going to be coming up as soon as we see the number 100 pop onto screen. I'm hoping... Should be good. And time. I didn't get quite 5 minutes on that stage, but that is okay. 5 minutes is the best time you can get on that stage. It was just because I didn't mash at the end there fast enough. All right. That was a pretty decent run, all things considered. What was our final time? Okay, 34:04. That's not too bad. I will take that any day of the week. So.
Yeah, nice job. Great run, GG.
So yeah, this game is super cool. There's another category where you actually collect pretty much everything in the game. That's really cool. Well, like I said, a lot of these stages actually have a lot of stuff you can actually collect, which is pretty cool. I recommend anyone to check this game out. It's so cool. It's so cute.
It seems like the sort of game that would be very difficult, although perhaps not impossible, to raid at.
So yeah, though, that was Hello Kitty Roller Rescue.